Elon Musk mapping out plans. Trump is mapping out Elon's plan. Yeah.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight! Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You've got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting. I still can't believe that's real. So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. Yes. This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote. Okay? And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. Now. Oh, and then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction.
Elon Musk mapping out plans.
Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important. So get everyone you know. So I'm speaking to people out there. Everyone in the crowd, I think, is already convinced. But for people out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream, you need to get everyone you know, at work, your friends, family, text groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now. Only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And if they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay? So nothing is more important. And a lot of people think maybe their vote doesn't count. Well, it does, okay? It does. It matters. And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin. So get everyone you know to register to vote. I believe that's swapthevote.com. I believe that's the site. And double check that your registration is good. Don't take it for granted. I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is the one takeaway, more than anything, that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania. So thank you, and honestly, you want to just be a pest. Just be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street, everywhere. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
Elon Musk mapping out plans.
It's just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher, and you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Elon Musk, one of the leaders in the fourth industrial revolution. And we know that's the real reason why he's at the Trump rally. And he's playing the Hegelian dialectic and divide and conquer perfectly. And guys, we know it works every time. If Trump doesn't get in, that's going to be the last time you vote. Yes, you heard that correct. It will be the last time the way you vote, because the next time you vote, you'll be on blockchain. But when it comes to Elon Musk, he has his hand in every part of the fourth industrial revolution. The AI, the robots, algorithms, and drones. And then don't forget this week, he launches the robo-taxi, and he's going to get all the attention, but we know Google's Waymo is moving right along on the West Coast. But Elon has constantly stated he wanted to free the people, free speech. But we know with all this technology, if it's in the wrong hands, it will enslave you. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, we had the storm in North Carolina recently. We have another big storm supposed to hit Florida. And we're seeing the NWO push the technology when it comes to drums are beating or these storms. But in reality, it's a lot of people hurting. And this is a time where we definitely should come together. And we know this technology can be used for good or evil, but this is the type of technology that you need in this type of situation so you can get the money into the people's hand who really needs it instead of going through a third party. They're not going to get it. They're not going to receive the help. And we're seeing billions and billions of dollars going to other countries, but we can't help our own. The reason why, because we don't come together. The sheep sleep and the NWO builds. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, but don't forget, when you understand history, we know the Most High is going to punish the sheep. And I'm not even talking about what the NWO is going to do to them. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have Tether CEO saying that Tether and USDT is a U.S. best friend by buying up these U.S. treasuries. And he couldn't tell more than the truth. And then also with all this inflation, the central banks are pushing the emerging markets to these stable coins. It's a whole lot cheaper. Now we know a CEO is just a spokesperson. Don't forget, guys, Tether used to be called Realcoin, and their profits are ridiculous. But these U.S. treasuries are going to run in some trouble because we're going to a level playing field. It's going to be the fall of America to Babylon along with the United States World Reserve currency and the rise of the BRICS nations led by China and that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, It's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
One, you've talked a lot about emerging markets. Is that happening on Tron disproportionately? Because one thing I don't understand is when I look at USDT, more than half or around about half, might even be more than half, is on Tron. And so I'm wondering, is there a connection to what you're talking about here in terms of emerging markets? And I'll leave it there with that question.
Yeah, I mean, look, related to what I was saying, again, these markets they cannot afford to pay $5-6 per transaction on Ethereum or on some other chain. They have been using Tron since 2018 just because the cost of transaction is fairly small. It's like 10-15 cents, and the confirmation time is like 2 cents, right? So again, imagine like someone living in Haiti that needs to pay $1 earns $1.34 per day. How they can pay $5 for transaction fees? So all these emerging markets have. Go ahead, sorry.
Let me another related question. What you're laying out is something that I wholeheartedly agree and believe in. Like when I think of crypto, people talk about, well, what are the use cases that are going to work? What are the use cases that are going to work? Well, Bitcoin works and stablecoins work. Proven. It's proven. And largely you've proven it. And that's how you've built this amazing business. What you're describing is one of the use cases that's driving stablecoin adoption all around the world. And I think it's an important story. And I think you can go on, and I could go on, that not only is it important because you're allowing these people opportunity, but also you're taking those funds and you're investing them back into U.S. treasuries, which is helpful for the U.S. and helpful for Americans. And so that in and of itself is a good thing. But why USDT and not a competing stablecoin? Is there something you're doing that other stablecoins aren't? Do you understand what I'm asking? As opposed to just why is the use case exist? Why are you winning?
We are not trying to sell our stablecoin to bankers or to the financial elite. Our main focus is the last mile, the people in the street, those 5 billion users. So that is extremely powerful because these users will be your loyal customers forever because you helped them, you saved them, you gave them a lifeline in the worst moment of their life. You give them the optionality to opt out from their national currency and giving them a solution to start for the first time in their lives to having a saving account, right? I live in part of my life in Switzerland. I mean, you are in US, but these two countries, they don't need stable coins. They have hundreds of ways to buy treasuries. They buy stocks, savings. They have the best offerings in the world. But to put yourself in the shoes of someone that would save money putting cash under their pillow. So for the first time in history, we gave them everything that they didn't have. And so that's why they are our closed users, because the closest customers, because they really are, they see ourselves as a way out from a broken financial system, not because they studied Bitcoin, not because they wanted decentralized money. That doesn't matter at all to them. They just want a digital dollar because that's what they knew before. They were in buying cash dollars somewhere in a dark alley, in their cities. Now they can hold those dollars on their mobile smartphone, and that's a game changer. So we are not doing something special. It's the others. They don't understand the product market fit. They don't understand this market. They just go to to another banker trying to convince them to use our competitor stable coins to settle some transaction across different banks. But that's meaningless. That's you don't need a stable coin to replace SWIFT for interbanking settlement. That there is no point there. Used by 350 million people, probably more, but let's say conservative. But second, also we decentralize the ownership of US debt. So before, we have seen China that 2-3 years ago had $2 trillion of US treasuries, and now they have less than 800 billion. Right? They have been selling like crazy, and so one person or one small group of person in China decides to sell the T-bills. But when it comes to USDT, now every person in Argentina that buys $1 worth of USDT. We take that purchase and we buy US treasuries. So now 350 million people are holding US treasuries. So we added resiliency to the ownership of the US dollar. So now you don't have one single country, one single decision maker that can sell billions and hundreds of billions of the bills at once. We have the decision is split among 350 million people. That is unprecedented. That is something that will prove and is proving that blockchain technology and stablecoins can actually be the best friends, and USDT and Tether are the best friends for the US dollar hegemony. No one came close to what we are doing.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.